Here's a number, 57, not a jersey number, not a career stat, a draft position, 57th overall, second to last in the entire 1999 NBA draft. The players taken around pick 57 in most drafts are names nobody remembers, the guys you see briefly on a summer league roster and then never again. The ones the league uses to say it gave them a chance. In 1999, pick 57 was used on a 22-year-old from Bahia Blanca, Argentina, who was going to stay in Europe and keep playing there, whom the San Antonio Spurs selected essentially as a placeholder, and named to develop slowly, patiently. Maybe someday, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili went on to win 4 NBA championships, an Olympic gold medal. He was named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history at the league's 75th anniversary. He played 16 seasons, made to all-star teams, and retired as one of the most beloved athletes in the history of 3 separate countries simultaneously, and he did almost all of it coming off the bench, by choice. That's not the remarkable part. The remarkable part is what that choice reveals about what greatness actually looks like when it isn't performing for your approval. The 57th pick in any draft carries a specific psychological weight that the first pick doesn't understand and can't. When you're selected first, the world ranges itself around your talent. Coaches design systems for you. Franchises rebuild their culture around your needs. The message is constant and unambiguous. You're the reason we're here. When you're selected 57th, the message is different. The message is, we noticed you. That's all. The rest is on you. Manu Ginobili spent 3 years after the draft playing for Viola Reggio Calabria, then Kinder Bologna in the Italian leagues, developing, growing, becoming something the NBA hadn't seen yet and didn't have a category for. He won the EuroLeague championship with Bologna in 2001. He won MVP. He was, by every available measure, one of the 2 or 3 best players in European basketball. The question of when to come to San Antonio wasn't whether he could play in the NBA. It was whether the NBA was ready for how he played. The answer, it turned out, was barely, and then completely. July 20th, 1977, Bahia Blanca, Argentina. It's an unlikely place to produce an NBA legend until you know that Bahia Blanca has produced, per capita, more professional basketball players than almost any city on earth. The answer involves something almost impossible to name but immediately recognizable, a kind of improvisational audacity. His Euro step, that long lateral stride on the way to the basket, was so unusual that analysts spent segments debating whether it was a travel. It wasn't. It was just a move nobody in the NBA had thought to use at full speed. In his first NBA season, Manu comes off the bench. He plays with the specific fearlessness of someone who has nothing to lose. June 15, 2003. The Spurs win the championship. Greg Popovich says, he makes us better in ways that don't show up on any chart. By 2004-05, Manu is an all-star. He wins 6th Man of the Year. Popovich says Manu's value coming off the bench is greater than his value starting. The team needs the chaos that a championship team requires when the structured offense stalls. Manu agrees. He could have demanded to start. He had the leverage. He didn't. He was everything San Antonio hoped for. He just chose to be it. From the second row, August 28, 2004, Olympics. Argentina versus the United States. Argentina wins 89-81. Manu is the best player on the floor, 29 points. He attacks LeBron. He attacks Wade. He is simply the best player in the building. Argentina wins the gold medal. Manu is named tournament MVP. And here is the question, if Manu Ginobili can be the best player in the world at the Olympics, what was he actually capable of if he demanded a starring role? By the raw numbers, Manu was a top 15 player in the NBA for approximately 7 consecutive years. He went back to San Antonio. He went back to the second unit. The team won championships in 2005, 2007, and 2014. Manu came off the bench for all 3, for rings from the seat nobody fights over. Let's talk about what Manu's choice actually cost him. Awards are distributed based on box score. Prominence. Manu was named to All-NBA third team twice. Both times, he'd been more impactful than several players named above him. The role defined the perception. The performance became secondary. Manu understood this. He described the 6-man role as a competitive advantage. When I come in, the other team is tired. I'm fresh. I'm angry. I want to take advantage of that. That framing, the role as a weapon, is sophisticated. But there were nights when it was hard. Nights when Manu sat on the bench in the first quarter, watching the game unfold and knowing he could change it right now. And he sat and waited, because that was the role. On September 27, 2018, Manu Ginobili announced his retirement. He was 40 years old. He had 4 championship rings, an Olympic gold medal, and a place on the NBA's 75th anniversary team. In retrospect, he's on the 75th anniversary team along with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. All 3 together. Because what they built together produced something that individual stardom couldn't have manufactured. The things about Manu Ginobili is that he never asked you to notice him. He just competed inside a role. With everything he had, Manu gave us greatness that didn't need to be seen. 57th overall, 4 rings, 1 gold medal, 16 seasons, 0 starts required. And a question that outlives a career: was he a great player who chose to be a backup, or did choosing to be a backup make him great? We'll never fully know, but the number is 57, and it changed what the number meant forever.